Eve.
Let's check this out. We've never streamed this way before, so we're gonna see if this is working.
Yeah, let me go check out your. Oh
My
yeah, no,
Periscope.
broadcast is not available, is what it's saying. It's
Oh
not
no,
giving me
what?
your on Periscope.
What?
It's I get a big broadcast is not available.
Some people have been getting that, other people haven't. So I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna pop over
Hmm.
to
Let's check out Twitcheroony.
check out YouTube. You check out Twitch. I'll
I'll
check out Twitcheroony. If somebody is in the chat, feel free to let us know.
um.
Oh, the YouTube link wants to go to like. Hmm.
What's up?
Anyway, somebody in Twitch says it works. Oh, that's Reed. How is the sound, Reed? I don't know if anyone's watching
Opening
yet,
the
so
app.
we're allowed to just troubleshoot this on the go.
Oh yeah, we definitely should be troubleshooting this on the go. That's totally normal.
Well, it's the first time. Oh, Red Hall, we got someone in YouTube. It's working.
Nice. Mad Shots 22. Beautiful.
People are watching it on YouTube. All right, it's working on YouTube. That's the most important thing. So yeah, it's what do we got? Like 12
It
hours
looks
till the
like you're. It
Masters.
looks like you're on Tea Olive. If I had to say so,
I
from what I
I
can
wrote down
tell.
I even wrote down the names of the holes so we go through and talk about which one is the dirtiest. Yeah, Drew's stream might be a little goofy. I'm not sure if we want to use StreamYard in the future. Um,
Am I not coming through? What?
it's like you freeze up a little here and there. We might
Oh
want to
really?
use a different way to link your video. It's
A
funny
little
that you are
glitchy.
frozen.
A little glitchy.
That's a little glitchy. I don't know. We'll have to see how that works. Your voice sounds fine.
Oh,
Watch
good deal,
this. I can
man.
hide you. Oh, Drew's gone and he's back. Oh no, he's moving again. Yes, you can bet on my score. Yeah, we're gonna play Augusta today, and we're gonna talk about a few different things we're betting on this weekend, and go through a few bets. I usually play speed golf because I'm normally just playing with the kids, and I am just goofing. But we found Augusta on the game. I'm not very
What?
I'm not very good, so I've gone through. I've set it to where I usually set the settings for my kids, so they can't really miss. Because I don't want to sit here and scuffle about. So you can see the wind at the top
You
is
don't
at
want to
like
scuffle about.
the wind's at like one. I made the greens pretty soft. I made them a little slower. I made it a little easier on me because we are going to go through some stuff as we go. But thanks to the sponsor, WinBet, you can make your Masters bets there. Links, we'll have some links out. I know I have them on Brown Bag Bets in the pin tweet there. Drew, have you gotten all your bets in?
Yes, I have an absolute stupid amount of my capital allocated already. I kept about 10% of what I want to bet total at powder dry for a live bets, but I'm in otherwise.
Yeah, I put in way too many props, but yes, you're right. This is T Olive. It is a par four. Kind of hard, actually, to tell you the truth. There's like this goofy part in the middle. I played this earlier yesterday, too, so
It's a nasty way to start the tournament, I have to
I know it.
say.
Like,
It really is.
if you don't have a big stick and you're going to catch the front of the screen here, it's just going to roll right back. So just, this is what I do. See how easy that is when you have it on easy mode? 308. So I'll put this up on the green and then we'll get into our first question. I have this twitch to where like when you hit the ball, you can hold down a button and it makes the shot go faster. Because sometimes I'll play a round of golf in the morning before I bring the kids to school and just like rip through it in like
Ooh.
14 minutes. So this
Bang,
is
bang, 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 bang.
yeah, usually I'll just take a club, a lamb, lily. These are tough, and this is what I'm talking about. There's this front of the screen where it's just gonna roll back. You see some people who, if they don't have the big stick or it gets windy out, things get awful
I,
tricky.
this is so much better of a game than I ever could have imagined. Tell me about this game again. I might go get it this weekend.
You honestly should go get this game. Like
What is
it's fun.
this?
It's just
What
two
what
two
is
K
this?
twenty one. I play a,
For
I
for
do
what
jack up
system?
the difficulty a little when I play like there's like a career mode just like you have in every game now. So I do a little
What
of that.
system is
So
this?
well, we're gonna line this putt up. We're gonna start with Masters question number one. You got to pick your
What,
chalk.
you gotta tell me real quick though. What system are you playing on?
Oh, I'm gonna switch.
This is on a Switch? You're kidding me.
Yeah.
This
Only
is
carrying the
good,
six.
man.
Yeah.
This is legit. I really like this.
I kind of laid up with that 6 iron. That was like I upped the trajectory. That's what we've talked about. This people this week who can't get underneath the ball, who can't get a high shot up there, they're gonna have trouble because these greens are not gonna play easy like I've set them up. So we
Okay.
have started with pick your chalk, and there's 5 men at the top of the field. They're very chalky. They're all right in that 9 to 12 range. DJ, JT, Spieth, Bryson, Rom. I'll let you start with yours before I get to mine, and
Okay.
we'll maybe sink a
I
birdie
took
putt here while we
Rom.
go.
Out of these guys, if you're only going to let me have one, I'm going to have Rom. We talked about this in the deep dive on Monday. The reasoning is not all that complicated. Rom's the number one golfer in the world right now. His game is perfectly suited for this course, perfectly suited. And he's done better here year over year. He realistically should have been in the mix to win the year Patrick Reed won. He was very close to being in the mix last year until Justin Johnson pulled away. And I think this is his year. I'm not really even factoring in the big dad energy, but I think that's not a crazy angle as well, just because of the way that guys play with confidence after becoming a new father. But he's got the distance which you need here. His iron game is absolute fire, and especially this year, he's been incredible. He's flying under the radar a little bit because he hasn't really won any big events so far. People are like kind of remembering. And I think for all those reasons, you're getting him at a little bit of a discount where he ought to be the market leader.
Yeah, I'm down with Rom too, and he has that baby swag. You do have the baby swag, so somebody in the chat saying they're going to add Rom top 10, top 20 bigly. I don't hate that either. I do think he's going to compete. I don't know, like, and we'll get to this later. I don't know if any of these guys really do straight up eject. Like it might be tough. There's so many matchups between these two, so it's going to be tricky. I have gone with my guy Bryson, just because
Oh yeah.
it's super, maybe a little narrative-y, but like the way he embarrassed himself. I've talked about this a couple times. The way he played last year wasn't great. I'm gonna tee off here. What do we got? What's this one called? Pink Dogwood. This is you know what? This is a good segue. This is a Bryson hole. This is an easy
This
par
is
five.
a Bryson hole. Bryson ought to get an angle on this hole at least once, if
Yeah,
not
this is a.
four times.
You can see this landing area here, like right in the 275 range. Like people might have trouble with the bunker. Bryson won't. He's gonna be landing even farther, and I do run a pretty big stick here.
Do you remember
Whew.
when Do you remember when
Whew.
Usti hit a? Remember when Usti hit an albatross here?
Yeah, look at that.
That was.
343. That's Bryson
Whoa!
esque. Well,
Oh
if you can
baby.
see, that's the thing. You catch that downslope, you're gonna be just fine. This is
Yeah.
another tricky green. You got some stuff going on here, though. I don't know what I'm
I
gonna do.
guess kind of in my commentary on your chalk pick for Bryson, I like it. Right? Like, there's no reason he shouldn't destroy this course with his length. Um, it, and also he's flying under the radar. I mean, he was such a hot pick heading into November, and then let down, and it's kind of cooled the market on him for this course. People point to his putting is a little suspect here.
Come on.
I will forgive that. I will forgive that any day. He's people will like point, oh, you can't have his green book, and you can't read the greens as well without it, and his putting is not going to be as good. I think that's kind of nonsense. I do absolutely think Bryson is live to win this. So if I couldn't have Rom, I probably would have taken Bryson.
Yeah, and just like not just narrative based, but like the numbers really flesh out. He is good. He has a good all around game. And if he doesn't play like an asshole like he did in November, it's going to be just fine for him. I went in the sand here. It's not great. Oh, pin seeker. Didn't need that to roll that far though. He he's gonna be just fine here. So I think I'm gonna be just one under through two. That's not great. It is a scoring hole. Oh my god, I can't putt today, and I have it on
Oh
my.
man,
This is
this is
disaster.
Bryson-esque. It turns out. It turns out it is Bryson-esque.
I will say, and
Um,
somebody is asking, how are you playing Augusta on 2K? So if you go and look in the just like the search, you can search for courses that are user made, and this one is called Tradition Like No Other. Like that, people have made Augusta clones and named it Augusta, and apparently they erased those because there's some problems with the copyright or something along those lines. So you do have to go find this. It's actually if you go
it's
in like the the
It's pretty
trending.
amazing, man.
Yeah, if you go in the trending ones, they will have this.
Okay.
It's on page 3. It's behind some.
You're moving on to the flowering peach.
Yes, this is flowering peach, one of the dirty sounding ones. This is I don't have this bet. I didn't place this bet in our 10 pack of bets to talk about. In fact, I'll bring up the second one here after I drive here. But this is another, if we're just going to have a Bryson theme, you see where my ball's landing here.
He's gonna drive the green.
You can bet on Bryson to drive the green. There's this nasty
I love
spot down
that.
here where I always end up. So I'm going to try to end up a little more over here for now. There's trees in the way. Everything's a problem here. So, but
I love this. I love this. This is freaking sick, man.
he has come close to driving the green. I bet on him to drive the green in November. He didn't do it. I needed him to do it just 1 out of the 4 rounds. He didn't do it. So I will make that bet again probably. And I mean, you can see this is a pretty easy hole. He should score here too. If he can score on 2 and 3, I think I'll be in good shape. What is our second question? It is the winning score. This is something that's been a bit of a hot topic with the amateur weathermen this week.
Yeah, I'm expecting that there will be some rain, and it's gonna get soft, and it's gonna get ripped apart. That's my guess. I think I don't. I mean, it's not ripped apart, but what's the over under 276.5 currently?
So I shopped around too. There's places that are hanging 278.5 with like a
Okay.
minus 160 to the
Okay.
the low score wise. I was
Two
getting confused
seventy
by this
eight and
spot.
a half means that minus 10 is a winner.
Yeah,
That's pretty good, man. I gotta tell you. I mean, I know people are comparing the conditions to the year Fatty won or Scott. People are comparing that year, right? Where he was -9. Patrick was -15. But um, I got I got the feeling that the players in their current form is absolutely white hot, and that they are going to have absolutely no problem scoring on this course. And people talk about firm and fast conditions. Well, that cuts two ways. Like, yeah, the greens are going to be firm and fast and difficult to make putts, but drives are going to go longer. Approach shots are going to be easier, and you're going to get some. You're going to get a lot of. You're going to get a lot of birdie par fives.
yeah. The five still will be scoreable. I am actually going to go over. I'm thinking in that line.
Ooh.
Because in 276,
Well, now I got
you're
to look at the
talking
weather again.
11, minus 11 is still a winner. I'm not a weatherman, but
You asked
you know,
Noops about the weather?
I should ask Noops about the weather. They mow the greens or they mow the fairways away from it, so it's going to play it just a titch longer, I guess. And it is going to be tough with these drier conditions. If we don't get any of this rain and this stuff just bakes out, it is going to be tough. I don't think we see anything like we saw in November. Obviously, I'm just throwing out November in general, so I do lean towards the over here. I think it's going to be close. I think this is a really good prop.
I think
bet
there's
it
going
a
to be
little bit.
storms Thursday night, Friday scattered, and Saturday. I think you're going to get rain this week.
Yeah,
And it's
that's what
going
I'm
to be
saying. Like
soft.
some people are saying rain, some people are saying the rain ain't coming. So what do we got? Flowering crabapple here. This is a tough ass par 4 or par 3. Whenever
This
you
is
are on a
yeah.
par 3 and you have a wood in your hand, things are going to go badly for me. So and actually,
Yeah.
I believe this is the one Rom aced, and he didn't even know it because there's no fans.
Because you couldn't see it. Yeah.
And he couldn't
Yeah.
see it because it's 250 damn yards. So I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna rip back and see what happens here. I haven't played this course much, so I don't know what's going on. I'm just taking the safe shot. Just gonna two putt here. Yeah, and if some of these tougher holes are playing firm and fast like that, it's gonna be really tricky on, especially whatever the par 3 is there.
Here's the trick about the par four. I mean, excuse me, hole four. You gotta pin location is everything, because there's like a back shelf, right? Like that the little T shape. It's like real high on the back and real low in the front. And so depending on where you land on the green, you either have a chance to hit par or you're screwed. A very very easy hole to three putt if you're not on the right plateau.
Look at that, 1 under, 1 under through 4, just tearing
Good job,
Augusta to
man.
pieces, heading
Good
to
job, man.
Magnolia. This is another tough
Nice.
one. This is
Nice.
another tough one. So yeah, I think I'm
This
not.
is the current toughest hole on the golf course. They
Yeah,
made it
I
longer.
looked at two different sets. I mean, just based on these fairway bunkers right in the landing area, it's a really wide fairway, but it's not wide where you're landing. So somebody who can drive over those bunkers, be in good shape. It does dog a little to the left, so you always hear about the lefties playing well here. I'm a righty. I have a little bit of a hook though sometimes, so actually that kind of helps me. I stay out of trouble because again I'm on super easy mode. First round leader sweat is building. What's abnormally distributed? Say said Hovland is going untucked today, probably due to his big balls. I think that's going to help him greatly. Untucked shirt is that what we're talking about?
I gotta
So
be. Yeah, it's gotta be.
you can see a lot of these greens have nasty shelves like this where I run into struggles. Like the first time I played this, I just went in normal settings, and there was 15-mile-an-hour winds, and I was all over the place. There were sixes and sevens happening, and look, even a good
Let me
shot like
give you a
that,
win.
there's runoffs.
Let me give you a wind forecast because thunderstorms often come with wind. Let's take a quick look. Right now, I am seeing um, 13-mile-an-hour gusts, 8-mile-an-hour winds tomorrow during the day. 40% chance of rain. Probably going to happen in the afternoon, evening.
See how close I am to jarring every one of these? This is driving me up a wall.
Yeah, you're good. You're going to get one eventually.
All right,
Yeah,
we did our
knocking
chalk.
on the door, man.
We did our chalk. We kind of talked over this. Like we decided, what is mid range, and we kind of said somebody in that 30 to, throw out some of the 20, 25 guys, throw out the high teen guys, like a mid range guy, a sexy number that actually has a shot. Because we've talked about, there's not a lot of shots for 100 to 1 people here. Somebody, Patrick Reed was 50 to 1 when he won it. Obviously, Tiger, you're paying a tax on him, and Dustin Johnson was priced where he was priced. But there have been mid-range prices that have won here. So, what do you got for this one, Drew?
I'm gonna go with Patrick Reed at 35 to 1. I can't. The guys I had in the mix. First of all, like I thought about. I thought like 20 to 1 to 61 was kind of where I was shopping for this.
That's
I
fair.
think I think Xander is wildly overpriced here at 18 to 1. That's crazy to me. Similarly, Cantlay at 22 to 1 is crazy to me. Brooks at 30 to 1 is crazy to me. I don't know if we'll get into that later, but I haven't seen enough of how healthy he is to know that he has a chance. Morikawa at 27 to 1 is crazy to me. His putting is way suspect for how difficult these greens are. Finau at 34 to 1 is crazy to me, just because him getting across the finish line is so unlikely in my opinion. Hovland at 43 to 1 reflects a lot of hopium. I'm down to like Cam Smith, Webb Simpson, Patrick Reed. I think those are the guys in that sort of middle group that are real, that have a realistic shot. Berger at 34 to 1, I don't like. Paul Casey at 50 to 1, I don't like. Terrell Hatton at 60 to 1, I don't like. Fitzpatrick at 50 to 1, I don't like. Scheffler at 50 to 1, I don't like.
Yeah,
Jay Days at 38 to 1, do not like. None of these other guys reflect fair value from what I can tell you, except for Patrick Reed, Webb Simpson, and to a degree Cam Smith.
I know. I got Cantley at a bad number. I don't hate yours. In fact, I did take a little Reed. He is a special place in my heart. He was the first Masters winner I ever hit. I ended up with Paul Casey, and it was just numbers for me.
Okay,
I normally
50.
don't like betting this guy. Reed, my boss, loves betting Casey. So
It's
usually
one of those
I'll
that
bet
you cash
against
out
him.
on.
Like it's like
Cash
how
that
I
one
bet
out on
against the
Sunday
White
morning
Sox or
before
Notre
they
Dame.
tee off, man.
What's that?
Cash that one out on Sunday morning
Yeah. So
if
what do we
he's
got?
leading.
What's it? How do you say this? Pampas or Pompous? I think it's Pompous, like Pampas grass.
Uh, Pompous.
We'll go Pompous. We'll let the big dog eat here. This is going about 325 down the hill. We're even gonna move the banner so you can see this one landing. Oh, buddy. Oh, get there. Don't make me a liar. Wow. Nailed that right on
Nice
the
shot.
nose. 325. Pompous. Yeah, a
Nice
lot. A
shot.
lot of these were the greens are or the drives are super important. You can see how tight the trees are in here. So Casey was. I've talked about this on several different shows. Casey was one of the guys who was like my stat that I was inventing was the what do you call it, ascension stat or whatever, like guys that are continually moving up. If you look at longer and longer samples, I think that hit the pin too. Jesus. So he's one of those guys where I looked at his 50 round sample, his 36 round sample, 24, and the more I brought it, it created a nice little curve where people are moving up. Corey Connors fit that. A couple other guys actually can't lay with somebody I didn't hate there. So another birdie putt for me on Pampas here. I'm gonna make one of these short ones. This is not breaking enough. God, I can't read a green. You know what? I don't have my greens book.
You need your greens book.
I
This
need
is
my greens
exactly
book.
Bryson's problem.
Yeah, this is a
This is a
disaster.
Bryson DeChambeau
I'm leaving
problem.
a
You're
lot of
having
strokes out there.
yeah. Yeah. All right, I get that. I guess my issue with Casey is he's too in his own head to win a major. And of a major like this, the pressure at Augusta, like can he keep it together on Sunday if he's got a lead? I don't know, man. To get this ticket home, if he plays as well as you think he can play, I think you're going to need someone else to have a meltdown at the top of the board and have this fall in Casey's lap, a la Danny Willett.
Yeah, it was just that would be nice, but yeah, it was just like a 50 to 1 was a bit much for me, so I played that. Um, and then a long shot. We need a long shot as I tee off here on a long hole, Yellow Jasmine. This is a 570 yarder, 577 where they placed the pins today. You can see there's only one bunker here, but it is again in that tricky spot if you can't blast it, 325 landing. So long
Yeah, you
shots.
should get an eagle here, man. Let's put some
Distance.
pressure on. Let's put some scoreboard pressure
I'm
on this
really
field.
actually gonna I haven't been concentrating. I'm really gonna concentrate on this approach shot, although it is a really long time. Yeah, drinking game. Every time Drew calls a major a slam, take a drink. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
your
tennis problem.
your tennis acumen is
It's
starting
a
to
problem.
show.
It's a problem.
Here's a
I
little.
do it
Here's a
for
little.
tennis too. I call
While,
this.
while
I
you're coming
call
up
the
with your
slams
long shot,
majors
here's a
in
little
tennis all the
game I
time
like
too.
to play called driver off the deck. And the announcers will call me out for this every time. Oh, looks like he's taking driver off the deck there. They don't like doing that, and you shouldn't do this. I don't think this should actually work this well in a game, but this is how you get to the green in two. Oh my God, we're
Get it,
going well
man.
over. Oh, it stopped. Oh, I think we're chipping. It's on the dance floor. We're on the green in under regulation is what they say. So your long shot, and we talked about
Nice.
long shots having a really hard time probably getting it done here. So when we
Yeah.
said pick a long shot, we said maybe somebody to top, make the cut, top 40, top 30, something along those lines. A long shot to win is a really big proposition. We would like a bet that can actually win.
Do you know why Matt Kuchar is out to 170?
So Matt
Did he
Kuchar,
did he fall down? Did he fall down the stairs today?
there's this weird disconnect between his stats and his results. If you just run his stats, you're like, oh, Cooch isn't very good. But then you go look at like how he's playing or how he's getting it done. He's actually had half decent results. He's playing pretty good. He played great in the match play, obviously for a lot of money. And I mean, there's a lot of money to be made here too. It's who was that who gave us that quote saying, they pay a lot of money for 20th place at a major. So
That's true.
I don't know. Like Kuchar probably is a little underpriced, even based on his stats.
170 to 1 right now at the old bookmaker. Wow. I'm gonna have to actually take a
You
piece
know
of
what we're
this.
gonna do here? We're gonna use the cheater. You
One
can use this a couple
seven.
times around to tell you where your ball's gonna go. Look at that! I'd have missed. Is
Oh,
Kuchar long shot then?
Kuchar is my long shot. 170 to 1 right now. That's incredible value for where I have him
Eagle putt
winning.
tracking.
I like
Okay.
him better than in a lot of these guys above 50, lower than 150.
I don't hate that. I had some looks at him in the head to heads looking to fade him, and I just couldn't do it because again, it's like every week his numbers say to bet against him, and he plays pretty well. So, I did talk about.
He generally plays well here too. Let me pull up Kuchar's numbers over the years real quick while you come up with your long
Carolina
shot.
Cherry here. So a lot of times this game will say, "Hey Andy, you should use a 3-wood here," and Andy says, "Well, that's dumb. It's like how I shouldn't hit a driver on my second shot." But again, we're gonna use a driver. This is another one where Bryson's gonna end up on that upslope maybe if he decides to get out the big stick, or honestly Rory, any of the people who can hit the big one. So Connor, if you want to bring up Kuchar's stat before I talk about Connor's,
Kuchar has finished top 30 at the Masters
uh-oh,
every year
uh-oh.
for the last decade until he was cut in 2020.
And again, we're not counting that one. That one doesn't count.
Doesn't count. Actually, one year he was tied 46, but he was his in from 2010 to 2020. He was 24th, 27th, third, eighth, fifth. He had 3 years in a row where he was dancing. He was dancing, and then he was 46th, 24th, fourth, 28th, and 12th before getting cut last year. So, I think Kuchar is going to land in this top 20. I think 170 to 1 is disrespectful. Let me find what his top 20 price is.
Yeah, you might have actually talked me into adding some bets. I'd promised I'd take a look at
8 to 1 top 10. Let's find top 20 though.
yeah, top 20, top
Sorry,
10,
go ahead.
top 10 sounds hard. There are only like 89 men in the field though.
The small field, yeah.
So, a little bit of an uphill chip here, but I have a feeling this is probably going right in the bottom of the cup. I won't even watch it, truthfully.
This is a fun hole when you're watching live ninth because you're trying to you're closing out the front nine. This is a funny shot. This is one of the funnier shots that you actually get on the broadcast because it's such a blind uphill pitch.
Nice little birdie. While you're talking more Kuchar, we'll
Nice.
talk Connors. Connors is a guy I took
Okay.
him in a matchup over Bubba too. His tee to green numbers are just sick right now. He's playing really well. He's a doofy looking Canadian, but at the same time, like he's still playing well. He should be like 50, 60 to 1, 100 to 1 is silly. Again, these are the prices to win outright. I probably won't bet this. And in fact, if you looked at my article I put out on BetSperts earlier, I bet some Connors top 20. I'll bet some things like that. I might even tickle some top 10, top 5 if I can find the right prices on those. But it's so hard to cash one of these here at the Masters that I think if you do have a long shot and say, like, this price is legitimately off, like, look for a top 20 price on a guy like that instead. You can
I
get
like
some
that.
decent prices. And, also, something we do mention, there's a bunker right in the middle of the fairway here. There's something we mentioned, like with tennis retirement rules, golf rules too. Do take a look at that. Some books you think, oh, he's plus 200 here, he's plus 300 there at top 20. Well, some books will chop for ties, some books will full payout. The ones with the lower numbers are usually the ones that are full payout. You can go find the rules. Make sure you know your rules when you're placing any of those top 20 dead heat sort of stuff. Obviously, first round leader is always going to be dead heat, but top 20 stuff, they do have different books that'll play that differently. So Connors, I did play him at a non-chop top 20. So if there's like a 15-way tie for,
Do you know if
18,
Bet Online is chopped top 20?
they are. It's basically like Bovada, man,
damn
for
it.
offshores.
Well,
I
now
don't
you
know.
tell me. I just bet Kuchar top 20 at plus 250 there.
That's not bad. I don't hate that. So,
Okay.
10th hole is called Camellia.
This is the famous hole where Bubba won his Masters second time. I want to say when he punched it out of the trees to the right there. Also, the one where Rory McIlroy famously melted down and hit it into a house, even though there's like no houses around.
It's funny too because like the fact that Bubba was in trouble, like this is a good hole for lefties. Any of these that have a bit of a dog leg, that end up you can hit that right to left fade. There are, and we talked about lefties a little on the timeline this morning with Abnormal there. I forgot Robert McIntyre, the Scottish kid. He's a lefty too. We have 5 lefties in the field this year. So
Wow.
not just Mike Weir. That was a great approach shot by. Look at that guy all in white. He's looking good.
I like it, man.
All right.
Definitely better than Ricky Fowler's orange that he used to wear at Augusta.
Yeah, somebody
which
made
was
that
horrible.
joke. CVS going to have the win logo. Also, which one of you is Nance? I'm certainly not Nance. I'm like Vern Lundquist.
I can do.
I have the Vern Lundquist build.
I can do a fair Jim Nance.
Finally sunk a putt.
Andy, coming
Look
on.
at that. Oh, that's
strong,
3 birdies
man.
in a row.
You're having a
actually.
good. You're having a
Kinda
good.
running. I'm
You're
gonna
heating up,
take that
man.
away so we can look at that. 3 birdies
heating
in a
up,
row.
man.
We're running at 4 under. You can't see it
We're-
because it's under our video here, but there's a challenge on this hole. I get 10 points if I hit a fairway in regulation, like I've done on every single hole here anyway. So, all right, surprise trunk slammer. That was my next category.
All right.
I think I might have stole this from Fantasy National. They use this term, and I love this term, but a guy to miss the cut. We said somebody at plus money, somebody you wouldn't think to make. You can bet some people to miss the cut at minus 200. There's probably still some value on, but we wanted to go with somebody at plus money to miss the cut here.
Yeah. So I'm cheating. I'm gonna go with Brooks Koepka.
That's not
There is a
cheating.
non there is a non-zero. Well, he's not up on missed a cut at a lot of the offshores. I found it at PointsBet plus
Yeah.
250. Plus 250 does not, in my opinion, reflect the non-zero possibility that he does not play to complete 2 rounds of golf, let alone show up for day 3. From what I've seen, photos, video, comments, it does not look like he is in especially good health right now. And I think it is I'm going to give it about a 10% chance that he does not have the goods after this knee surgery. I don't know. Do you have a feeling on Brooks?
I'm going to take a couple practice swings here. I always forget to do that. Should always warm up properly, but yeah, that is a
Oh
good.
yeah, especially
That is a
before you
good.
hit
This
Amen
is
Corner, man.
and also I did want to say this is the start of Amen Corner. This is White Dogwood. This is technically the toughest hole on the course. I mean, it goes back and forth, but this is one of the toughest holes on the course. This is a
A
long,
500-yard par 4 with a
long ass par four.
nasty, tiny green right next to a water hazard. Yeah, this one's brutal.
I think I'm still in practice swing mode. I don't know how to get out of it.
You cannot make a mistake on White Dogwood, or your trip through Amen Corner turns into a nightmare.
Am I out of practice swing mode now? There we go. I did hit the ball. All right, my trunk slammer is Justin Rose.
Oh, I like
know
that.
only 2 to 1.
I like
But,
that.
I mean, just my numbers don't flesh this out too, and
He's a
at
mess, man.
a lot of places this was like plus 140, plus 150. I did find a 2 to 1. I did post this in the article. I can't remember. I bet it a bunch of different books. I still need to go to Iowa or have some people bet for me at DraftKings because there's a couple I need there. But yeah, there's a couple of lines there I like quite a bit. So Justin Rose 2 to 1 to miss it. He's just not a guy I've thought very much of. Like, what was it? Withdraw. I think he had a withdraw like a month ago, and it was hilarious. Like right after he did it, they showed the commercial of him like eating the ice cream or whatever. It was hilarious timing by the people who did the announcers. So yeah, and Reed says Ryder Cup year, great year to have Rose in bad form. I think Euros are still super tough though. So good
I
luck
don't know,
to
dude. Oh, dude. The
we have a good team. It'll be really
way
good.
England is way down right now.
I'm pretty excited about Ryder Cup, and if I can get tickets, it's only like 5 hours from the house. I've been to Whistling Straits, so yeah, J Rose
Paul
here.
Casey, Paul Casey is the top of the board for top English, and he's 50 to 1 to win this tournament, man.
Oh, that's rolling a little further than I'd hoped, and it just keeps rolling.
Oh, are you in the water?
No,
Are you
but
in the water?
there is some danger off to the left there if you do end up in the water. So I have like a 30 footer for birdie or 32 in fact. It's gonna break a little. I'm probably gonna make this either way.
Yeah.
Oh, it's breaking more than
Justin
I thought.
Rose's moving average of strokes gained is at the lowest it has been in since they've been keeping track.
Yeah, it was kind of a name play too. Like
Actually, the last time, no, I can tell you, no, it's not since they've been keeping track, but since 2009 was the last time he had a rolling average of strokes gained that was hovering around neutral. That's not good, man. That ain't good.
look at the detail they put too. Whoever built this course, they put all the flowers back there. You have the azaleas and stuff. This is your
Good
second.
job coming
This
up with
is
a par
this is
there,
Golden
man.
Bell, and if you recognize that creek in front of it, that's Ray's Creek. That is where I actually bet. So I made a little bet on this one too. I bet over 2.5 balls end up in that water in the final round of play. I'm
Wow,
hoping
that's a fun one.
we get some wind. Yeah, I'm hoping we end up with some. It's gonna be, and if this is tough and you hit this short, it's gonna roll back. If you can't hit it long because there's so much danger. Not only like look where these flowers are. Look where the bushes and shit is. Like if you hit this
I'm seeing
long,
12-mile-an-hour winds on Sunday, man. I like this.
yeah, if you hit it long, you're hoping for a bunker because otherwise you might have to dig a ball out and take a drop. So there are
Yeah.
people that do try to land short or maybe even catch some of these flat spots here. And if it catches over here, if you go a little right, it goes. Brrr. So
Hmm.
I'm probably just gonna jar this, but I'm going to
Do you think
use
this is the
that
most
nine.
famous hole in golf?
I mean, just you guys recognize this bridge? I mean, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the shot. I mean, that's the shot right there. So
Yeah,
it
it
is
probably
a
is,
pretty
right?
famous hole. Very
I
random.
couldn't have
It's a
come up
super
with Golden
random
Bell off the
bet,
top
but
of my head, but yeah.
once you start digging into like 14 different books, you're gonna find a ton of random bets like this. I'll bring up. This is gonna be This is the opposite of Trunk Slammer. This is not long shot. This is. I mean, it's similar to long shot, but like someone who's projected to miss the cut, like an old guy, an amateur, somebody who just doesn't have it, who's in a weird way, somebody who's not going to compete on Sunday, but they're going to be there Saturday and Sunday. What do you got for this one?
Yeah. Before getting there, do you mentioned you brought up the bridge, but you didn't name it by name, which makes me think you don't know what the name of that bridge is. Is that true?
I named the creek and I can't think of the name of the bridge, and I was hoping to just gloss over
Uh,
that.
it is Hogan's Bridge,
Oh God,
named after the
how did I
famous
know
Ben
Ray's
Hogan.
Creek?
I don't know. Oh, well, everybody knows Race Creek
I know,
because you have to
but
know
no, I knew
which
Ray's
direction
Creek, but
Race,
not this
which,
hole.
yeah, because the greens flow towards Race Creek no matter
Yes,
where you
and they
are,
say
right?
that on a
Anywhere
couple
at
different
Augusta
holes.
National. Yeah. But yeah, there's three bridges at Augusta National, and they're named after Hogan, Nelson, and Saracen. I want to say. I know Saracen has one. Nelson's is from the 13th tee box to the 13th green to the 13th fairway. I want to say.
I'm gonna have to look at a map.
Um,
Yeah, Patrick. Holy shit! I just joined. This is a very deep dive. So, yeah, trunk surprise moving day participant. Who do you got for this one? As we head into Iowa.
I can't remember who I picked. Did I take Bernhard Longer? He's kind of the old guy that always plays well here,
I'll bring it
and
up.
he's
Yeah,
like plus 200 ish to make the cut, or
three
he's
twenty to top 40. This.
yeah. That's a playable number in my opinion. Bernard Longer plus 320 to land top 40. I'm into that.
Yeah, I kind of looked towards the same thing. Maybe someone a little not old and German, but Michael Thomas or excuse me, Michael Thompson to top 40 plus 250. I think he won the 3M. This is
Yeah,
the exact opposite of TPC Twin Cities, but he's won a tournament. He's played pretty well. He has a couple of top 20s over the last few weeks. Like, I think he makes this cut. I might add him to make the cut if I can find a decent price, but him to top 40, I don't hate either. You're looking at probably 65 or something. Your golfer is old and German. My golfer's looking good. He's got a cool cowboy hat. This is another one. You tell me to hit a 3 wood here, you are out of you're nuttier than squirrel turds. I'm going to absolutely miss the driver. This is one I'm going to cut the corner. Am I going through trees?
this was obviously the famous hole where
I got to hit
Phil
these trees.
Phil won his first win his
Well, there's another
first
bridge.
ever slam by hitting it into the pine straw there.
Take
Yeah,
a
that
drink.
bridge is Nelson's. I want to say. Um, did he win his first ever major here by hitting it into the pine straw?
Yeah, you called it a slam.
I did call it slam. I will continue to do that until I'm dead, probably. But yeah, no, this is a really famous hole. If you can, and honestly, Bryson's going to take it over those trees, and he's going to put it
It
in
doesn't let me
contention
do
here
that
all
kind
3 days.
trajectory.
I think he puts birdie or better at 13. I played birdie or better for Bryson on hole 13. You want to guess all 4 days? You want to guess what price I got on that?
Oh, like 200?
5-1.
Really?
5-1. 4 birdies or better from Bryson on 13. I got 5-1. I also played it for hole 15. Birdie or better every day. You want to guess what the price was there? It was even better.
This is a tough green to hit into.
6-1.
But again, I have a super easy lie. I have a super easy setting. Look at that. Set up for a beautiful shot there. Yeah, longer I'm going to have to look at, but for sure I'm playing that Michael Thompson's bet. That's something too. Like, I bet a lot at offshores, but, the onshore or the legal books where you're going to find that. You're going to find that DraftKings FanDuel and especially our partner Win bet. I have to get over there and look at all the offerings they have yet. I haven't dug into that even. I have a win bet account in Colorado. No big deal. I'm going to sink this putt here on Azalea for Eagle. And I'm going to let you think about the hole in one prop as we approach. I should have saved this for 16, really, but we should talk about it anyway.
I
Actually,
know.
you know,
I was going to try to stall.
we're saving.
I was going to try
No,
to
we're
stall
saving.
out.
Let's skip
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
We'll go to head to
Skip it.
heads. Pick out a marquee.
All right.
This is something I talked about too, and I am stalling because I'm nervous about this putt. But we talked about there's so many of these guys bunched up near the top. It's such a tough field because it is the Masters. You do have you have Rory, Spieth, DJ, JT, Bryson, Rahm. All those guys have like head to heads against each other. So there's so many marquee head to heads in this one, and I made you pick one.
This was hard because there were a lot of marquee head-to-heads that I thought about. I ended up going with DeChambeau over DJ. I think you're getting two things here. The chance that DeChambeau goes nuclear and just runs away and wins it, and the chance that DJ comes in and underwhelms after having won this tournament last year. I do think it's not a narrative thing that once you kind of win a Masters, it takes a little bit of a pressure off of the next time you play. And, I don't know what DJ really has to prove coming here and, leaving it all out on the course again. I thought I backed Sergio Garcia after he won, thinking he was going to have another great run. And he got on day one to hole 15 and put it in the water 4 times. I lost count.
We'll talk about that on the next hole.
And yeah, that's kind of the last time I'm ever going to back somebody, who is a previous year's champion.
Yeah,
so I'm going to take DeChambeau over DJ. I got minus 104 on that.
He's had such a weird week. I am drinking water. I'm still at the office. I'm on work hours. I can't be drinking alcohol. But yeah, DJ too, with the weirdness of losing at match play and then instantly rage entering the Valero and then withdrawing. Like his head's kind of not in the right space, and he's got his green jacket. Although it's not going to feel good later on in the tournament to give it to somebody else. Like that's not a fun ceremony for the guy who's handing it off. But he's got his champions menu. He's just won this. It's not even been a year, so maybe he'll tail off a little. I like that one. I went with Spieth over Rory. I'm fading Rory a few times as I'm teeing off here on.
Let me ask you.
This is Chinese.
Yeah, this is your favorite hole, as we discussed on the Pod Monday. I gotta tell you, man, I'm a little nervous about your Spieth over Rory. What's the deal with how popular Fade Rory has become? It feels like that's sort of the angle everyone who does content associated with the Masters has sort of glommed onto, and I don't know if there's a ton of support for it. I haven't seen Rory play enough, I guess, to tell you what is wrong with his game that he is like the hot fade on this tournament. But it is surprising to see, him in the 15-1 range when other golfers of his quality are all bunched around 10.
Yeah, I mean, so he went the Bryson route. He tried to get all this distance off the tee, and he created a bit of a two-way miss. So he can spray it here. We've talked about it not being uber important. Like you can't get in a ton of trouble, but there are some tight fairways here. You end up behind a tree and you're punching out, you're gonna have a bad time. So if he's missing with his driver like he has been, he's gonna be a hot fade. And again, like Spieth, I've said this, I wouldn't bet him outright with your money. Like he might win, but that number's just lunacy right now. So if I'm looking to back Spieth and I'm finally in the spot where it's like, yeah, he's playing well, I need to back him in matchups here. So Spieth over Rory. This is one I'm going to have for sure. I mean, I already bet this, so I like this one quite a bit because I do want to back Spieth. I just can't stomach his outright price right now.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, a ton of it is because the best price is long gone. But okay, so you're thinking this is a two-way bet. Like you have an advantage in that the way that Spieth is playing, his quality of form coming in, as well as a disadvantage on Rory and his quality of form, and you're getting it for a pretty reasonable price at minus 114. Somebody out there must like Rory a hell of a lot, I guess, in this particular matchup because the outrights would not support that type of a pricing at all, which is always kind of interesting to me.
That's always such an interesting conversation too. The correlation between outright price and head-to-heads. because you run into different, the floors and ceilings for people are so different where you have to price these a lot differently. And they're two different markets. And the fact that your casual bettor who's been watching Spieth win Valero and play hot, they're not running to the window like, oh man, I've got to get $100 down on Rory matchups. They're taking their $100 and they're betting Rory, to win the tournament, or excuse me, Spieth to win the tournament. They're I don't think they're worried about Spieth liabilities on matchups. They're worried about every single public person. It's almost like the stupid Tiger tax you used to pay. It's the
Yeah.
Spieth is hot right now tax, so they can make that number bad and people still bet it because that's what's
There
exciting.
were
Right
tournaments, there were masters that came through where Spieth was garbage current form coming in, and he was still the
Yeah,
liability.
I mean
You
he's
remember
still a
those?
name. It's like how people still bet on Ricky. So, not this
Yeah.
week though. Not this week. Um, all right,
You
what do we
can't
got here?
lose, right?
Firethorn. This is where Sergio went tin cup.
This
He
is when, yep.
set the
This is
course
also,
record with a 13.
Couple of
dude, a lot of really famous moments happened at 15.
So we'll go a little
Jack
further down the
Nicholson.
card here.
Jack Nicholson had a very famous eagle here in 1986 maybe.
I think he eagled twice here in the same
Eagled
tournament
twice, yeah.
in like 96, or maybe that was a different hole.
86 when he was like 45, 50 years old the last year he won it. Also famous tournament. A famous moment I remember from 15 was when the fan called in Tiger Woods for his drop. He got the penalty because they reported Tiger got snitched on by the
Snitches
fans.
get stitches.
Yeah. But that was a crazy one too because he had such a perfect shot and the freaking cup. I mean, the stick like flung it back into the water. You remember that?
Yeah. So
That was
this is
absolutely
about where
insane.
Sergio aimed 4 times. Or I think a couple of them might have landed and came down. That was an ordeal. That was
It
really
was.
something.
It
So,
was, but this is one of the holes where you absolutely, if you're going to be in contention, you must score. You have a very, very favorable approach shot here, depending on where the pin is located. The green is not especially tough. And,
no, I mean if you're way
you know,
if you go way word, you're gonna drain there. But with this kind of
Yeah.
pin location, I think we're gonna be just fine.
the top players out there are going to have a realistic look at eagle and absolutely should expect birdie on this hole. One of the easier ones on one of the more favorable scoring holes on the course.
We'll see if my strategy paid off. I kind of tried to hit the lip here and bounce up. Yep, slowed down for me. Actually, it was a really nice shot. I'm gonna have a 20-put eagle putt here. So you're off the beaten path head to head. This is where I normally head with my golf. I usually don't bet the marquee matchups. There's not as many off the beaten paths because there's fewer people and it's a really tough field. But there are a few. So what do you got here, Drew? Do you remember who you have here?
I took Cam Smith over Morikawa, and it's not that off the beaten, really. I just am. I will pay
for sure, playing uneasy.
I will pay to find out the hard way that Morikawa is ready to play Augusta. I have. His putter is so suspect.
Not gonna make it.
Oh, damn it, dude. You were on course record watch there.
I
if
know.
you had
No,
put
I'm,
that
I'm
eagle in.
cheating. I'm using like the easy mode thing that my kids use to see if they're gonna make their putt or not.
But yeah, no, I'm gonna pay the price here on Morikawa to learn the hard way that he's ready to play this course. I don't see it from his putting skill level that he's going to be able to handle these greens, even if it gets soft. I know he's one of the best iron players, if not the best iron player on tour. That's not enough for me to see him be able to get it done here until he actually does it.
Yeah, your irons can only take you so far. You still have to be able to putt a little. I took Lanto, however we want to say it, Griffin over Cam Champ, and this is just a straight up Camp Chan. If you want to say
Champ
his
fade?
Camp. Maybe this
Cam
isn't.
Champ
maybe,
fade?
Maybe this wasn't water, guys. Maybe this is just straight gin. But Camp Champ fade, he's garbage right now. I don't know if there's a nicer way to put that. He's playing so horribly, and I don't like Lanto. I'm still gonna have to decide how I want to say that name, but I do have some notes because I talked about this one early. Yeah, they're both bombers. Like they should both be hitting the shit out of the ball, but Champ's just not making the most out of those shots. He's not taking advantage of his length, and Griffin's not a guy who's gonna win this tournament. I'm not gonna bet him anywhere else. I'm not going to bet him top 20. I'm not going to bet him anything. I'm just going to bet him as a champ fade because he's a pretty consistent guy. He's going to be in that 20 to 50 range, and I think champ probably misses the cut here. So I like this one quite a bit. I could
Ooh,
steady
what's the
Eddie.
price on Champ missed
I
the
might
cut?
look at that. He's missed 5 out of his last 7 cuts. And
Oh,
I mean,
really?
a couple of them are rough. Like you missed the cut at the Amex. That's not good. That's an easy tournament. So he's been great off the tee, but the rest of his game has just let him down. So
What do you think about a make the cut parlay here, just considering the field?
it's minus EV because of the negative correlation, but I'm gonna do it.
Always,
anyway.
always is, but I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
do
do
it
it
anyway.
anyway.
I figured. I probably will too. This is a degenning kind of weekend. I'm not trying to build my bankroll on the Masters, believe me.
Yeah.
This
This is our hole in one hole. This is Redbud.
Yeah. So, are we going to see? I guess for me, the question is never will there be a hole in one on Redbud. It is how many will there be on Sunday? Because they set up this hole for the spectacle, for the excitement, and we now have fans back on the course. They want to see it. They're gonna get their chance, and I look forward to the drama when they cut, because you know what happens. Like they're showing the leaders on the front nine and nothing interesting is happening, and then all of a sudden they cut away to somebody teeing off on 16, and you're like, "Oh, here we go, let's do it."
Yeah,
Put it in the
it's
hole.
funny. Falika said the same thing this morning on Brown Bag. He's like, when they cut to like Dylan Fratelli, here's Dylan Fratelli on 16 when the leader and he's 10
He's
shots behind.
3 over par, 15 shots back. Here's
Yeah.
his shot on the on 16.
You know what's happening. So this pin location, I couldn't decide on pin locations. I don't have that option. I don't think. But when they do put the pin in the back left here and everything just rolls down towards it, that's an easy way. There usually is one here or on 6. I might bet the over 2 hole in ones. I like that a little too. With some pretty good irons players. I don't know. We'll see what the weather looks like. If I get a weather update tonight and I like it, I might bet 2 hole in ones and a hole in one on Sunday. But
It does look pretty windy, but again, the wind, I don't think the wind really affects hole 16 as much as it does 12, just based on the location of the hole and where they put the pin. There are so many places, so many favorable places they allow you to land and then still have a chance at that hole in one, at that ace. So, and plus, you know what's not fun? Cheering for no. Cheering for no sucks.
The last time I bet no, there was
awful.
only 6 men left on the course a couple years back, and somebody 2-hopped one in on like 17. I can't remember what tournament it was. I should go find this. But literally, they were down to the last 3 groups, and somebody 1-hopped one in. And like, I think he finished like 8th or something. It wasn't like dramatic. It was just a shitty way to lose the no.
Yeah, I remember that one. There's been other times where I bet the no and somebody hit it on day 1 in the morning. It's like, oh, well, at least that's over. Well, that's an L.
Let's see if I can get one right here.
Siwoo Kim did that to me one year, I think.
Not
here,
back.
but
Oh, that was a valiant effort.
Who else?
So I think we're both.
Yeah.
I found 165. I found 157 at DraftKings, I want to say. So I will probably hunt that down. I think we're both pretty firmly on the yes. I bet the yes every year.
I like it, man.
A little bit of
I
a
like
downhill
it.
putt. I'm going to have to give this some touch. And my touch is not there today. Course record watch is off. Too busy flapping my gums. I don't have any bogeys. I'm looking at bogey-free round here, so.
Do you know who does have the course record at Augusta, by the way?
Oh, me this morning.
Not you. What did you shoot this morning?
No, so I will. Some people have asked, like, are you playing this on easy mode? I will do it where I absolutely turn the wind off and I hit from like the red tee or like the women's tees if you can find it. You know, play a course at like 5,800 yards and shoot like 29 under. That's a lot of fun. That's a good way to blow off some steam. No, I played.
You
This
don't know
with
what the
this
course
morning.
record
It was
is,
bad.
though,
I don't
right?
know what the course record is.
It is 63, which would be 9 under par. So you would tie the course record if you can hang on for dear life here, man.
Well, I have these aren't hard holes. These last 2, so we'll go. Last couple questions here is that this is non.
You would tie with Nick Faldo.
Nick
if I remember
Faldo, that's
right.
not bad.
Nick Faldo and excuse me, Nick Price and Greg Norman. That's who it is.
Oh,
Nick
shit,
Price and
I
Greg
like that.
Norman. Nick Price in 86 shot a 63. Greg Norman in 96 shot a 63. Greg Norman famously did not go on to win that Masters in spectacular fashion.
Yeah, I remember. That's another. There's like for every that par three too that we talked like that was where Tiger had his chip in. Like for
Yeah,
every
that was it. Yeah.
for every great moment like that, there's like a lot of melts here. It's kind of sad.
Well,
We
Greg Norman has
remember a lot of
gotten.
these melts.
Greg Norman was second place at the Masters, not once, not twice, but thrice. And
We
the
bet
last
you
one
so.
was especially painful in 1996. Again, that same year that he shot a 63. Let me find that
A lot of
round of golf
trees
for
here.
you.
I'm gonna punch right through it because again, on the balls. I'm probably gonna jar this for eagle. I haven't jarred one for a while. What do you think of this one, Drew? We're getting some questions. Cut line 147.5 over.
That's a really good number.
It's tough.
Shit, that's too. That's really close. That's probably where I would have put it if I hadn't looked. Uh,
You think this goes in the cup? Probably.
Probably, yeah. I'm gonna say over just because I do think because of the way they set up the rules, where if you're within 10 shots of the leader, you're in.
No, that's
I
gone.
think that.
We
Oh, it
misspoke.
is.
We misspoke. They got rid of that last year. We thought they were going to bring it back, but they are done with that again. So just
Oh,
top 60
really?
and ties. So more people will be
Oh,
missing a cut
really?
this year as I sink my birdie putt here.
But still, top 60, you could be.
Yeah,
You
well,
you
plus
could be.
ties. So there could be
Yeah.
like somewhere in the range of like 22 to 25 people miss the cut if there's a bigger tie. And not
What
only
was the
that,
number again?
so I think there's 88 or 89 golfers. So 147, 147.5.
Shit, it's gonna be +3 or +4. That's what I got on almost all my numbers here.
Yeah, it's
+3 or +4.
I looked at that today too. I couldn't come up with anything. So, well, I am 10 under on pace for course records here. I might have to toss this just so, or bogey this just so I don't feel like a shitheel owning the course record in the live stream.
Breaking the record.
But
Augusta.
we will hit our last question. Some good user questions though. Thanks guys for those.
Yeah, thank you.
Best of the countrymen belt.
Bogey
Bet.
free round for you, right, Andy? Best of the countrymen bet.
And
There
yeah,
are
you
so
should buy
many of
this
these I
thing.
like. There are so many of these that I like.
I bet a lot of these. Again, check out my blog. I bet a ton. Top 50
All right, I'm
in
just gonna
ties.
go through
Top
I'm
50
gonna
in
go
ties,
through ones I
excuse
got.
me. Yeah, I can't get a grip
I
on the cut.
have top continental Euro. John Rahm was one of my favorites.
I bet that at plus
Top
110.
nice. Top Asian Sun J M. I bet that at plus 195. That's down to 160 ish. Top South African. Oh, that was my favorite. I'll hold on. I like Cam Smith, top Australian, as at about 2 to 1. No idea who the top English is. No idea who the top US is. But I'll tell you who the top South African is going to be, and it's Louis Oosthuizen. He absolutely rakes at this course. He is awesome here. The other guys he's in the mix with, Christian Buzidinhout. He's lucky to be. He's lucky to be. He's lucky to have gotten the invitation. Honestly, Dylan Fratelli also lucky to be here, and then Charles Schwartzel had he not won in 2008 with the most improbable 4 birdies to end his round. I think he also would be at home on his couch. So this is Louis Oosthuizen's to win top South African and take that one to the bank plus 150. That might be the best bet on the board right now to be made. Honestly.
All right, we are at Holly. This is 18. This is oftentimes just a celebration walk. A couple times Tiger has just, you piss rope it down the fairway nice and easy. You just need a par here. You just try to find the dance floor anywhere in 2, and you're down here walking, getting ready to hug your kids, hug your wife, whatever. Obviously DJ had a pretty good round. I think he won by like 5. So maybe there's drama at the ends of some of these, but the last few it seems like it's been. I think Tiger could have like 3-putted in his. I'm trying to think
Yeah.
what the Reed one was, but I'm playing by myself, so I win automatically. But top Canadian. So I went with who are you hugging if you win? There's nobody here. I'm gonna go home and hug my wife, I guess. I went with Westwood Lee. Westwood's
Lee
not
Westwood,
only
top.
top Brit, but there's a top Brit plus Ireland, and
Oh,
this just
that's a
has,
nice mark. Yeah.
So this just has like, and I did
Top
say
United
I like
Kingdom
Paul
in?
Casey. I bet Paul Casey. Paul Casey's in this field, but Rory's in this field, and the other Wood, not Westwood. not Gary Woodland. I'm trying to think of Jesus. Who's the Jesus character? Tommy
Tommy
Fleetwood. Tommy
Fleetwood.
Fleetwood is in this field. Like there's like 3 or 4 guys in this field that I'm very happy betting against. Really, it's
Yeah.
just I think I'm getting Westwood. I think Westwood and Casey are probably overpriced or underpriced at these prices. And just Westwood's been playing great. This is a guy who has a second place finish, or second or third in every single major. Never won one. He's been there a lot, and his form hasn't been this good in a long time. He's playing well, and not only that, he's taking this serious. Like he's ready to get back into form in a major tournament here. I'm excited to see him compete, not just win this prop for me. I want to see him competing. I think this might be an anticlimactic finish. Is like, oh man, I wanted to hit that pin. Uh-oh, things are going. I don't think the course record's going to be mine for long if this just keeps rolling. Do I get relief here or what? But yeah, Lee Westwood. I mean, he competed. It was fun for a couple weeks. It was him and Bryson down the stretch. What if we get that for a third time? I'd love that. Oh,
That
man.
would be awesome. You're in a spot of bother, man.
I'm in a bit of a spot of bother here.
I like your pick. I like that call. While you figure this out, I'll tell the people a story about Greg Norman's 1996 Masters. He tied the course record with the 63 in round one. So he was out of the gates hot. Phil Mickelson actually hit 65 in round one. So he wasn't alone at the top of the leaderboard after day one. But he then shot a 69 and a 71 to take minus 13 into Sunday. The second place at that time, who he shared the pairing with, the final pairing, was Nick Faldo, who was minus 7. So he had a 6-shot lead over Nick Faldo, his pairing partner. And Greg Norman went on to shoot a 78, while Nick Faldo shot a 67. Faldo finished 12 under par. Greg Norman 7 under par.
Not great.
One of the sorriest Sundays you ever wanted to see from a guy who was probably about minus 5,000 to win the tournament as they teed off on Sunday.
Yeah, I read about that a little earlier today. I'd kind of forgotten about that one because it's a little before my time. I know you're a little older than me, but that was,
imagine having a 6-shot lead and losing by 5. I mean, my God.
So this is my par putt for the course record for a nice tidy 62 here at, it's not Augusta. We can't call it Augusta. It is if you are playing this in Nintendo. And somebody said you should get this game and play. We could play against each other. And honestly and truthfully, I'm looking to maybe do this every week because I found Austin Country Club. I found TPC San Antonio. Like every course you want to. I played Medina the other day. Like I'm looking to figure out how to do this maybe on Wednesday afternoons or something as like a supplemental golf thing where we play the course and go over a few things. So we might try to figure that out because this was a ton of fun and I just shot 10 under also. Look at that, 62, 32,
Congratulations,
32
man.
in, 32, 30 out. Not bad.
Clean, right? No bogeys?
Any closing thoughts as we kind of take a look at my stats?
Oh, boy, man. Well, I'm excited for this. I don't know what else to say. It's going to be a great weekend. I guess in summary,
God,
I think...
I'm going to have to move us so I can see my round stats. We're going to put you up here. I'm going to move you across. You can't see what I'm doing, I don't think, but I'm going to move us across the screen so we can see this.
Okay, I
ended up, my longest drive was 345.2. Not bad.
Our major disagreements were on winning score. I like under, you like over. Although if this simulation taught us anything, the under is the play. If you can shoot 10 under, then somebody's breaking the course record this weekend. We agreed that Bryson and Rahm are kind of the chalky horses to back here. Mid-range guy, we agreed, I think, on Patrick Reed as well. And who is some of the long shots? I liked Kuchar. You had Connors. Who else? You had Cantlay as a medium shot.
Yeah,
too?
I like Cantlay quite a bit too. I got a bad number on him.
I think Koepka's potentially going home early if things don't go well from an injury standpoint. I like Longher to make it to the weekend. We both agreed the hole in one is going to be in play. And then I took DeChambeau over DJ. You had Spieth over Rory. Those are both fun head to heads. And then yeah, Ustay's in top South African, and you like Westwood top Brit plus Ireland.
Brit plus Ireland. So 100% fairways and regulation for me today. Only 88%.
Congratulations,
It looks
man.
like I missed a green. Average driving distance would put me third on the tour, I think, right now, behind Bryson and Rory. And, pretty good stuff otherwise. I didn't have any bogeys. Scrambling 100%, great. Really good stats here. No aces, no albatrosses, no one eagle. One eagle wasn't bad. So pretty good round. I'm pretty excited about that. And yeah, I might do this if I can figure out how to get more courses on here for sure.
Yeah, you know what? My
somebody
major
to play against.
takeaway. My major takeaway is I'm buying PGA 2K.
It's fun too, and there's like you've seen how
That's
I was
a
dressed.
beauty, man.
You could play career mode and you win money, and then you take the money and buy new clubs and new clothes and a watch and shoes and shit like that. Have a ton of fun. So again, yes, we do need to thank sponsor WinBet for all the support for all the BetSperts powered podcasts, which is just a couple of them right now. But we still have those offer codes. You can still get your $500 or $1,000 risk-free bet if you live in Michigan. Check out those promo codes. I'll get those out here soon. We'll have some stuff out for them with golf as we go on through the tournament. And yeah, look for more content from us. And look for more. I'll have a couple more blogs over the weekend on BetSperts. And yeah, very excited. We'll be live tweeting our way. We'll just tweet through this shit as we go. We're getting dangerously close to tee off. So thanks a lot, Drew. And yeah, thanks for everyone who joined.
Best of luck, man.